Hello, Kaylee O'Neill here again for U.S. History for Winona State University, and we're on Module 3, which deals with women's rights and suffrage. And the one thing that I wanted to kind of touch base on is not only women's suffrage, but also almost from a marketing standpoint, how this was becoming, a time of really big consumerism and just kind of how the media and market teams took advantage of what was going on. First off, the biggest example was the Rosie the Riveter poster, which was created in 1942. It was just kind of interesting. I never realized before that it was just an idealized image that they had created, and it wasn't actually a person that it was based off. And they actually did press castings to try to find people that fit this Rosie the Riveter image. And it was supposed to represent, women, we can do it. 6 million women actually went to help in the factories during World War II. So just really to represent that working class and kind of we can do anything, including working in factories and helping out with the war. And then moving forward, women, once they had been to work and stuff, they demanded to be pretty much seen as full citizens versus property, which I definitely do not blame them for. And, more educational opportunities. And again, just kind of bringing in that marketing perspective, I thought it was really interesting that in the 1890s, the American mass consumer was really getting started in, mass production and different things like that. And a lot of this was actually aimed at women and having a lot to do with washing machines, things that would make their life simpler, easier, more efficient. And although women didn't have the most political or educational power at this time, it was interesting to see just, with your dollars and your choices, how much power you had. And even today, I feel like that still holds extremely true. There's just a lot more options. As well as being able to work and actually make more of those decisions yourself versus relying on some sort of other income or family income to make those decisions. Yeah, so that was kind of the marketing portion of it that I found really interesting, just because it's something that's so commonly found in today's society, just kind of, making that idealized person that they're trying to market to, as well as, creating ads that people can relate to, because obviously women who were going to work in the factories at the time could really relate to the image of Rosie the Riveter. As well as I thought I didn't realize that kind of the whole debate on birth control went back that far. And again, that's even an issue we're still, facing today with abortion, even technically as a form of birth control, I suppose. But I thought that was unique just because, it's still something that's so controversial today, as well as the communication of it is obviously huge, and just how different people market their products. And eventually women did get the right to vote by the 19th Amendment, and which is something that they really fought for. But I think it's kind of an interesting balance of, marketing, rights, women's education, and power that they didn't have. And, it was similar actually in the way to the last unit with African Americans. They just wanted to be seen as equal and as full citizens, which definitely, it's understandable. And, who would want to be treated not as a citizen? But like I mentioned, one of the things I was most interested in was just, looking at it from a marketing perspective, because as I mentioned, I was really shocked that Rosie the Riveter wasn't an actual person, and she was just, an idealized figure created by someone to create this ideal figure for women to relate with. And I also think it's interesting it was created around World War II in 1942, I believe it was, yep. And just how it was created then, but then women also used it later for their empowerment and their fight for equal rights. So it's kind of interesting too, just to see when something is created, the use of it, and whether it's actually created for the intent or used for the intended use, or if it's just used for another use that the original creator wasn't expecting it to.